to have us too high. Don't want there to be a gap here.
Did they hear that?
Unfortunately, yes, they did. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Try to
Welcome.
relax your anus.
Yes. Welcome back to Mehcast Reacts. Tonight, we're watching Ghost Rider vs. Spawn. And let me tell you, Ben and I had a hell of a time trying to figure out how to get this episode.
Oh my god, yeah, let me tell you the story real quick. So, what ended up happening is that YouTube had a pretty big fit over this episode. When it first came out, they age restricted it because of a bad word.
You gotta be a bit more specific than that.
Motherfucker. Yes.
Motherfucker, you
Yes, and you want to know the funniest thing about that?
realize
Is that
who
they
else
didn't-
is on
they
here that
didn't
says
have an
curse
issue.
words?
They had zero
I
issue
know.
with Boba Fett saying fuck. A character aimed for kids sometimes, but when an R-rated character says it, oh, that's a big issue. So Deathbound had to remove the
Yeah.
line, and you could still download it, lift the line. So I was trying to download a 4K version of this for hours. Unfortunately, was only able to get a 1080p version of the uncensored episode, which I also
so we
uploaded.
have to-
That's fine. That's
We
better.
have
That's
to-
more than fine.
So we do have
Yeah.
to mention, you managed to get a 4K copy of it, but here's the problem. It was saved in WebM form because for some reason YTDLP is incredibly user-friendly and is very easy to achieve what you want to with it.
Another issue is that it had the censored line instead, which
Well, yeah,
sucked.
we wound up downloading a 4K copy of it after many trials and
Shenanigans.
tribulations there, which we will not get into at this point, but that one was the censored version. So we're watching the 1080p version, not that that'll come through on
which
this
is,
stream.
720 for all of you guys. which
Excuse
is-
me.
Oh wait, Ben's broadcasting in 1440p. That's okay.
How?
I don't know.
I don't even pay for Discord.
That's interesting because it says. Thank you, Nitro. It says that it's Nitro streaming quality, 1440p at 60 FPS. Usually we're doing this at 720p. I don't know why it's at 1440p today.
This is going to be a hellish
because-
stream today.
Gizmo, do you think it's because you're in the call that it's like that?
Wait, is that why?
You have
doubt it.
Nitro.
Yeah, but the thing is, I had to lower the resolution just so everyone else could catch up with what I'm streaming. You know, the
Oh,
screw
yeah.
attacks and stuff like that.
Let me see here.
Cliff, kick him
we're
from the
gonna have
chat
a-
and see what happens.
Kick your ass.
Maybe it does.
Okay, so
Maybe.
So
that's
for
the
me-
way
Don't worry,
it went.
Gizmo. Do not worry. You'll respawn.
So for me, the highest frame rate I can go to is 60, but the highest resolution I can do is 720. Okay, this is irrelevant. We're just going to go ahead and fix the screen so that we're not cut off on the top and bottom, and go ahead and get the video started.
3, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Just play the damn video!
And this is the
Not doing a
uncensored one,
countdown.
correct?
Yeah, I already hate this. I think this looks
No,
really ugly.
fuck you. Just watch the
It
episode.
looks really ugly.
Versus Spawn.
No.
Spirit of Vengeance versus
Okay,
the Dark
that's
Angel
cool.
of Armageddon. He's Wiz and I'm
This man
guys.
is going to
Charge up to analyze
nitpick.
their weapons.
Hey, guys.
And skill
Hi,
to find out
there
who
we
would
go.
win a death battle.
Who joined?
Nobody. I was saying,
Oh.
hey guys,
Johnny Blaze has always been a
The
man
band and-
possessed.
Johnny Blaze,
Yeah.
aka Nicolas
Certain
Cage.
doom by performing
Yep.
death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash
The
lived up to his
long-lost
name
member
and
of the Simpsons
got
family.
cancer, heartbroken, and was
Cancer.
Just wanted to
dude.
say the same.
Johnny
Great
Crash
editing
replaced by
and
Gaggle.
motion.
good. Emotion.
Great editing and motion animation as always, Max. You're doing a great job, my guy.
His soul to Mephisto, king of the eighth layer of hell.
Only for Crash to
I hope that was
actually
pixelated
live
for
up
the
to
sake
his
of
name right after.
fooling
But
the
instead of
copyright
scooping
filter.
up Johnny's soul,
there's a lot of
This looks-
pixel tearing.
Yeah, because this looks
he bound
awful.
Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath.
The live action footage?
The spirit of vengeance.
So
Yeah, that's weird.
lived up to his
Don't say
name,
pixeling on my end, but that's because I'm not.
biker
yeah.
with a sick
It could be
ass
It's
Discord.
pixeling on my end.
I think it is Discord.
Hang on, you
This
missed the
does not
line. You
look-
missed the funny line. Hang on, quiet.
The fifth scariest Nick Cage performance. The stunt man from hell. He
What's the
called
first?
himself.
Good question. That's what I want to know.
burned? How to
Sorry,
get
Johnny,
burned?
that name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider? Rider.
I see Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Max has
gas
to put Beetlejuice.
5 years earlier.
Interesting little fact.
Bad news for Earth sinners and scumbags.
Johnny
He's
Blaze,
strong enough to pull down
6'2",
skyscrapers.
220 pounds. Oh, he weighs more than I do.
Yeah.
And he's taller than me. Former stunt cyclist. Bound with Zarathos, Spirit of Vengeance, former King of Hell, fellow Ghost Rider alongside Danny Ketch and Robbie Reyes. Robbie Reyes, by
Danny
the way,
is
has
my-
a really fucking cool car.
Yes, Robbie
Yeah.
Reyes is awesome.
Danny is my favorite Ghost Rider.
Built across whole countries.
Don't even think
Yeah.
about fighting
I love
back.
Johnny.
He can remake his whole body.
Danny's my guy.
Engulfs him, making
So
him
I have-
immune to
Ghost Rider's body is mystical in nature and not subject to ordinary bodily limitations such as fatigue. Attempts to tamper with his biological makeup is proven ineffective. So fun fact, I have a toy motorcycle that was not meant for a Ghost Rider figure, but I have a Ghost Rider figure and no Ghost Rider motorcycle. So I have, when I was a kid, I played with a Ghost Rider figure that was riding around on a
Nice.
lowrider.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Nice.
So you were born to be wild.
Get off the stage!
You can go ahead and...
All right,
all
let's continue. Let's
physical
continue.
damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not
Naturally.
just his body. His
Oh,
whole
it's
That's
video
the
game.
game.
Hellfire.
Yeah.
No sneaking green.
The
Yeah,
only
what's
Ghost
the
Rider video
difference
game we ever get.
Hang on, what's the... Oh, I was gonna say, hey, it's like, what's the difference between the Damnation Stare and the Penance Stare? They do have
Oh,
both
they
of them
explained
on
The
here.
damnation stare can take you straight to hell.
Oh,
Yeah, they-
see, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it has been a long time since I've
They
read
explained
a
a little
Marvel
more.
comics, so... But
Fair
they have been
enough.
going down that path for a
Basically
long time.
damned.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Hell Cycles,
Damned.
Hellfire, Mystical Chains, Penance Stare, Regenerative Healing, Sin and Soul Manipulation, and Superhuman Physique. He has no
Yep.
muscles for that
Chains, a
physique
shotgun
to
packed with fiery
be
rounds,
supported by,
or a
but
flaming missile poured
doesn't.
right out of his mouth.
Yeah.
neither does
Life
Skeletor.
goals.
And he can
That's the Darth Ennis one.
such as his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this man has Viking-based Thor's hammer Mjolnir
Dear God.
across the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released from his...
Yeah.
Dear God.
What's it like when you eat?
I love that
Oh,
he
it's
can pitch out Hellfire.
Hi, Sans.
Flesh, hellfire is so
Sad.
deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch.
My boy.
My boy.
Danny was the
Oh,
first
man.
to master their
It was
most
so
famous
cool.
move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just
Infinite ruined this
Penance
super.
Stare.
The Penance Stare inflicts upon its victims every
That's a cool
ounce of
effect,
pain
DJ.
ever
Goddamn.
wreaked upon
Yeah.
others. Every
Max.
cruelty, no matter how small.
Oh, it was Max? I'm sorry.
Is reflected
Yeah, I said it was Max.
a
Okay.
biblical punishment.
Obliterating your
Danny at the time had absorbed numerous spirits of vengeance to overpower Johnny. Later, Johnny proved to be Danny's superior in combat. See, it was really cool to have Sam Elliott as, like, old-time Ghost Rider. They should have made a movie about him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%
Yeah.
soul. It even works on other Ghost Riders.
Like how they
when
should have
Johnny
made a
and
movie
Danny
about
got
Pierce
into a
Brosnan
steering
stuff with
contest, and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the Penance Stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but
That's
it
not
did
how that
work on
works.
him on other occasions.
Well, apparently,
Yeah.
He can adjust how deadly
Well,
it
the thing
is,
is, it
and
works
doesn't
on other
necessarily
people,
have to kill
and
you. He can
like
use
that.
the stare to read minds,
Like-
force you to confess info, or just show you the error.
It didn't work on Daredevil once, and it didn't work on another
Souls in
Dawn of
one
Ghost Rider
body.
either.
The kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Ah, classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is
Asgard is shown to be in a higher dimensional space. Incredible Hulk Volume 1, number 312, and Beyond the Final Universe. I know what that means, and I'm not happy about it. Thor Volume 1, 143. As the Marvel multiverse contains an infinite set of universes, this means Asgard's distance from Earth is infinite. Yeah, that's why I was complaining about the concept of Final Universe, but whatever.
is boundless. He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, penance stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's
Source of
heaviest
Ghost
hitters.
Rider's power, demonic physiology, nature manipulation, magic energy manipulation. Other hosts, Alejandra Jones, The Hood, A Single Mother, Skiermere, Danger, Craven, and a Brood, possibly an angel. Yeah, he was the Angel of Vengeance in the Ghost Rider movies. The Angel of Justice.
Technically,
Or Hulk and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal
God.
and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance.
That's fucking
are
awesome.
legion.
As far
Yeah.
back as the
When the first heavenly spirits of vengeance emerged after the Great Flood, Mephisto has been creating them a while. Even earlier, the first recorded Ghost Rider appeared in 1,000,000 BC and teamed up with a young Odin in the first Iron Fist. Somebody needs to stop these Marvel writers, because that's really stupid.
We need more lore, Alex.
Just
We
so you
need
know,
more lore.
just so you know, the very first Ghost Rider was riding on a mammoth.
Yeah, I was gonna
A
say,
woolly mammoth.
hey,
Yeah,
I
I
think
remember that.
I think that's awesome, but that doesn't mean it's not really dumb.
Yeah, it was like
That's
I
dumb.
think it was like the first Avengers team or some shit.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
saying
no.
that it's dumb inherently. I'm saying that, like,
Yes.
the concept of a spirit of vengeance riding around on a flaming woolly mammoth, a skeletal woolly mammoth, that's cool. But, like,
So stupid.
retroactively doing this, like, you could have gone to the fucking Savage Land and done it in the here and now.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, but come
All right.
on.
Flood,
Ghost
humans have
Rider
evolved
Mammoth.
into the vestiges of
I
God's
know.
power to act as his divine
I need to find it. I
wrath.
need to
Going
see if
Mad
there's a
Max
figure of
before
that.
Mad Max.
Heavenly Black Ops.
Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being
They're
one of the
technically
greatest
the same
entities in
species.
existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole
Oh,
in your
yeah.
chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching
Yeah.
man though he may be, Mephisto
Kill
is
him.
unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon.
Omniversal scaling, motherfuckers!
Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus' fights can destroy
Omniversal Ghost Rider.
multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself. Usurping the devil that ruined
That-
his life and
I
finally
know
grabbed
this came
Yeah.
after the
by the
movie One,
handlebars.
starring Jet
Scoring
Li.
the total
Yes.
power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade.
By the way, One is a great film. As King of Hell, Johnny broke through 1,000,000 different enchantments placed by Doctor Strange and Wong, Ghost Rider Volume 9, Number 4, and harmed Lilith, who planned to merge all of the Netherworld, Spirit of Ghost Rider, Mother of Demons. All of the Netherworlds. What about the Nether Realms?
They don't own that. They don't own that. That's one of
Not
River's.
yet. Not yet. It's a race to the bottom to find out who's going to go bankrupt first.
He's right.
Disney, Disney.
The damnation stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
As they say though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive
The
crusade
Outsped
to
Mjolnir survived battling World War Hulk. Already showed us this. Use penance stare. This, yeah, no, we've seen. They've shown us all of this.
Yeah.
Where are they putting this
They
here?
did.
capture all of
Just
Hell's
showing
escaped
feats,
demons.
I guess.
But
I
using
mean,
his new power to damn them to hell,
It's
he
worth
began
listing,
absorbing
It's
I
worth a
guess.
spot, I guess.
feeding off
Yeah.
I
it is.
think this is done for those of people who
Once
weren't
again,
paying
Johnny
attention.
Blaze
I
was a
think
man.
this is just
I
a
mean, that's-
recap.
In truth, Johnny was just
Fair.
as trapped by Hell's power
mean,
as
the
he's
voice
always been,
goes over some
and he
good
needed
stuff, too.
Danny's help to pull it.
Danny!
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find
I would
salvation in the
kill
eyes
for a
of one of
Ghost
his
Rider
victims.
animated
As they
series
sure
from
as
the
hell
90s.
won't find
They
me
almost
again.
had one.
I know. I
Yeah,
want it
wait.
to be.
Battle is
I want it to
sponsored
be
by
like
Robin Hood
Power
Gold
Rangers,
with
you know,
30% plus
where
savings
they
at
essentially treat
LLC.
the Ghost Rider powers as a Tokusatsu
Dude,
transformation,
remember when they
or Kamen
remember
Rider
when
more
they-
specifically.
remember when they teased us with Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider and Agents of Shield and didn't fall
Yeah.
through on it, and then they were going, and then they started filming a Ghost Rider show that spanned off from Agents of Shield and
And then they
canceled it after they
didn't.
finished 40% of it.
Yeah, it was like they finished the
Yeah.
pilot and a handful of some of the episodes, and it was like, oh, we're just not going to release this. Why?
No.
You made Secret Invasion and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they were all bullshit. They were crap. Loki season 2, WandaVision.
It was before all those
Agatha
shows
all along. No, I know. They went on to make shit that was worse than Ghost Rider could have been. She-Hulk.
They shouldn't have asked
It's
for
not
it.
because
She-Hulk.
Ghost Rider was one of the best parts of that
Well,
season.
to be fair, we were asking
Yeah.
for She-Hulk. We just didn't
Well,
expect
yeah.
it to come out that way.
True.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Oh.
continue.
Al Simmons was one thing. He
My boy.
was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around
Yeah!
the globe at the barrel of a gun.
Spawn the animated
painting
series.
The third world in red,
Yep,
white,
you're gonna see a lot of that.
Mostly
Yeah, I
red.
fucking love that
Until
show.
his final
It's
feature
David.
action when, per his boss's orders,
The movie's not good, right? Or am I crazy?
Bitch, it is
No,
good.
no, it's
Okay,
Okay,
good.
so the
It's
CGI
good.
is, the CGI is kind of bad. The movie's
one-way
good,
trip
though.
to hell.
where
Okay.
I
deal
no, I
with Devotion,
severely
the
disagree.
big, naked
You don't
lord
like
of
the movie?
eighth circle of hell.
I don't like the movie. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. It's a guilty
A
pleasure.
superpowered commander of
It's-
Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
It's a good like it's better than the comics. I can give it that.
It's,
I don't.
yeah,
I,
and it's also
35 years
it's also one of those things where I
No, it's not accurate.
I like the fact that we got a Spawn movie at all.
You know,
So-
they've been trying to
Spawn
make a
movie,
new
yeah.
one for the past
They
decade.
keep trying,
Yeah.
but Todd McFarlane keeps on
Well,
like
that's-
delaying it.
Animated
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
they
last
keep
time I
putting it
heard,
up.
he wanted to make it where Spawn was a side character that only appeared in like 15% of it.
Oh, like
I
what
don't
they were
like that.
planning on doing with fucking Blade?
Oh god.
Just so you
Oh,
know, there's
God.
another. Just so you know, there was another guy that's tried to take the mantle of Spawn, but you know how many people know about that?
No
Mhm.
one.
I
The
can't
black
wait for the-
superheroes never get any respect.
I can't wait for Spawn to show up in Invincible.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
really
never
hope
happening.
so.
That
A
is
character
never
that got his
happening.
own comic
No,
spin-off
it's
from
not.
Invincible.
I don't know
They're
why
gonna
they.
call him. They're gonna call him Offspring, and he's gonna be voiced by Keith
Yes!
David.
yeah, there
Yeah!
you go. That's
Do it.
what
I
they're gonna do.
really wish they would stop. Like, oh, it's the Invincible universe. No, it's the Image universe, and you decide to make a TV show based off Invincible.
Yes.
Mhm.
You should have showed me Savage Dragon and Spawn and Witchblade and fucking
I
like.
I'd like to
Shadowhawk.
pretend that Savage Dragon doesn't exist after that one comic.
Give me
Bravo
Shadowhawk, man. I'm asking for
Alright.
just one.
I'll take Shadow.
Right.
All right,
All right.
Yeah,
all right,
Well,
let's continue. Let's continue.
After his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
Bitch
Yeah.
move.
You saw her.
Pain.
Now get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
He's so 90s that he comes all the
Albert
way back
Francis
around
Simmons.
to being the coolest thing ever.
Didn't know his middle name was Francis, but okay.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Colonel
the sad
Spawn,
man.
Al, the sad man. Yeah, he's 6'3", 400 pounds. All of that is, well, shadow and muscle. I didn't know Shadow weighed that much. Former CIA assassin.
Here's what's
bound
fascinating to
with
me.
K7 Letha, a neural parasite. Former King of Hell, longest running independent comic book character.
It's true.
That's the most fascinating, considering
It's true. Todd was given the Guinness. Todd was awarded with the Guinness Book of World Record for longest independent comic running. The Spawn comic, as of right now, is over 300 and 40 or 60 something issues.
Wow, and it hasn't been good for like 200 issues.
No, it has not. No, it was. I mean, to be fair,
You know what's surprising?
When Todd was writing it in the beginning, it wasn't good at all, and people said, "Oh, it's better after Todd leaves." No, it does not. It got worse. Not even Neil Gaiman could fucking fix it.
Neil Gaiman almost killed Spawn too.
Why you gotta blaspheme Spawn, all of you?
All right.
No, I'm saying, like, legally speaking, he almost killed Spawn. He got in. Him and Todd got into some legal kerfuffles over the rights to certain Spawn characters. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Don't get me started on Angela.
Let's keep going.
Upon his edge wizard and despair.
Yeah.
Violently defend New York's
He's like
downtrodden
Venom with a
while
cape.
slowly uncovering the
He actually lives with the homeless.
powers.
He's
basically Prowler Venom thrown into a blender.
Visible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can flex.
Can't deny the good art.
He literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control an individual's soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules in
Watch this.
he just fixes ugly.
No, quiet.
Well, he
it's hilarious.
to do that, but Malbolgia cursed him so that he could only make himself
White.
Yes.
What's the Michael Jackson treatment?
Get Victor.
Manipulation.
He's now human again and has his body.
Replace memories or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this crazy
Body
shit
manipulation,
because he runs
intangibility, invisibility, shapeshifting, transmutation, regeneration, elemental manipulation, energy absorption, flight, mental manipulation, necromancy. They already say mental manipulation. No,
They
did.
did.
No, they didn't.
People want
Necromancy,
him to fight
necroplasm,
Kratos?
and soul manipulation, teleportation, time manipulation, weather manipulation. Yep.
necroplasm. Basically, hell juice.
You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the
People wanted this guy to
of
fight
hell
Kratos?
itself. Al's undead body.
Nobody wanted it. Death Battle did.
Like an energy blaster
He's in one logic. They both had sprites, so it works.
Feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly.
Oh,
cleansing
God.
them of their evil.
Jesus?
Or he
Hell.
can do the reverse to make you experience the full weight.
Do the reverse, baby.
Feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on others over your
I got my eye on you.
Some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm
Oh yeah, that's for YouTube. Don't go after the video for all the bloody head and the bloody eyes. Go after the video because his
He
mother.
runs out. He's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
And as
No, he killed him.
profession,
He actually killed Batman, but then he brought him back to life.
So his greatest
And a funny fact about that is
spiritually bonded to his cloak.
That's the reason why he had a shoelace on his face for a while.
wonder why his cape's
Yeah.
Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally
What?
made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every
Yeah.
child's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Is constantly evolving. It can act
Edge is edge.
defend Spawn with an infinite stream of change.
Okay, Agony
transform
Axe,
into
Chains of
weapons,
Hell, God
or
for
drain
Guns.
people of their power.
AK-830 rocket launcher, brimstone cannon, burnt missile launch. Oh, burst missile launcher, not burnt missile launcher. I was about to say. Madcap submachine gun, necroplasma gun, sawed-off shotgun, K7 Letha, sword of the spirit. That face thing. Dear God, they're not even trying to hide the Venom influence, but then again, Todd
It is
McFarlane
the
did
most
create
potent
Venom,
weapon
so...
hell
Yeah.
It even helps
You're welcome.
the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy.
Who's got to stop him
your soul
from
with
creating
just
his
a
own
glare.
venom? No
The
one.
souls bonded to Spawn acted as a
Hi, I'm Todd
buffer,
McFarlane,
allowing
creator
him
of
to
Spawn. I
survive.
created my
You'd
own
think with
Venom
an
with
arsenal like
blackjack
that,
and
he'd be
hookers.
unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated.
Forget the blackjack and the
Spawn
hookers.
has managed to survive this in the past. No,
Yep.
Spawn's greatest weakness is his own. How do I put this? Stupidity.
Watch this.
Yeah.
This angel lady.
Watch
Angela.
this.
Hey, Angela.
Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could
Fuck you,
wipe
Steve, for
Hellspawn
blaming
out
her.
of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead
Watch
of
this.
being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new.
Instead of the spear erasing Spawn instinctively reflected the power back of the spirit's self-erasing it and willed her from I take back what I said about Marvel being stupid. This is really stupid
There
too.
you-
Imagine
There
being
you go.
such a fucking idiot. Imagine being such a fucking idiot. You erase yourself from existence, and you're so overpowered. You revert it back onto the thing that erased you to begin with.
Should all,
Ex
yeah.
Machina doesn't even begin to cover it.
Al,
Yeah,
you
no.
fucking moron.
And I blame Todd. Todd won't let him fucking die, so he'll tell his writers to basically find a way to bring
You
him
keep
back.
respawning. You gotta stop this.
You know what they should do? They should add a to the start of the Spawn, to the title of the Spawn comics every time he regenerates.
It's an
It would be
infinite
called-
number of
After the first
rees.
time, it'd be respawn, and then the second time
Yeah.
it'd be
What is he,
respawn.
yelp?
And then it just keeps going. And that gives them an incentive to not kill Spawn off and bring him back again, because
It just
they
becomes a
only
point
have so
where
much
every-
space on the page.
You think Spawn would survive in the JoJo universe?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, easily, without any shadow of a doubt.
Has to be the first time we've seen someone accidentally kill themselves and survive.
On his quest to Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has
I
defeated
think that's true, though.
Ice Cream Man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even
Anti-Spawn,
conquered other Hellspawn.
aka
Killing bad guys
Golden
is
Redeemer.
counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Balbosia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that had killed
Burnt
all of
penis.
humanity.
Because the reason Malbolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his
he's the
death,
best there is at
Hell
what
was
he
nothing
does.
more than a hired gun.
Except what he does is
Best.
very
He would
nice.
do so
Very nice,
no
yeah.
more.
So Spawn marched down to Hell and ripped Malbosia's fucking head off with a
Yep.
so loud it echoed through all of reality. Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of Hell.
This
Then he
is
ran
so
off.
Spawn is
desperately
literally-
trying to be a shonen comic and failing so badly. Hell King
Oh,
Spawn
you have
constantly
no
increases in power, giant form, omnipotent in hell, soul obliteration, divine spawn, angelic wings, granted by Mother of Existence, regeneration, reality reconfiguration. That's
Yeah,
really
so-
different from what he usually does.
Himself, gaining access to an
It's very- he's essentially So Angelic Spawn, real quick, is essentially on the level of your typical deity character in overpowered fiction, where he can basically just do whatever the fuck he wants. So okay, here example. Basically, he nuked all of humanity, but he did without blowing up the planet. And then after he was done with that, he basically he had the power. He rewrote reality to where he brought humanity back, but he didn't just bring humanity back. He banished both heaven and hell as afterlife. So in Spawn's new reality, when you die, you don't go to heaven. You don't go to heaven or hell.
So he pulled a
Where do you
Thanos
go?
and created the Death Note universe.
Pretty much.
Where do you go?
You go to nothingness. Moo.
Yeah,
That
you just.
sucks. Fuck you,
Although
Spawn.
that didn't last long, because when God and
course
Satan came, because when God and Satan came back from an alternate dimension where they believed they killed Spawn,
Eh.
heaven and hell were immediately brought back. So
Hey Todd,
So
hey
fucking
Todd,
stupid.
hey Todd, shit like this is why I stopped buying your stupid fucking comics.
Mhm. Oh,
Alright,
and
let's
I'm not talking. If they don't bring up the thing that they should be bringing up, I'm going to tell you to pause it, Ben, because I'm going to fucking bring it up, and this is why I don't like Spawn as
Okay.
a character.
All right, let me know when to pause, and I'll pause it for you, Jedi.
Every heartbeat. He's effectively
sorry, Gizmo.
omnipotent
Spawn
in
used to
there,
be
and
so
strong
cool,
enough
but
to challenge other
He did.
lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this God and Satan to begin with. The mother of existence, Gaia.
God, she's fucking ugly.
Your kid's being total assholes.
She's also the destroyer of the universe.
The universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the tree of life, Spawn became truly divine.
She's both Beerus and Whis.
Stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life.
We got cock and balls.
And each of them are
He didn't actually fight them.
The 10 hells and
He
7
did not-
heavens consist of infinite layers. Each circle of hell is infinite in size. No. With each one separated by an infinite distance. Also no.
Yeah.
Likewise, each layer
Angelic-
of heaven is infinite.
I like that Todd
within
McFarlane made
space-time.
a Satan God Hembos.
Wha-
Yeah, no, these are Satan and God. These are their
Whoa.
true forms. These are their true forms. Basically, they
God
were
is a lady.
No, hold on, shut up. Sorry. So basically, Spawn, Satan and God were the twin siblings. Were twin siblings that were given birth to by Wanda. And after they were born, they were both psychotic children who wanted to kill Wanda. Then it was revealed, oh yeah, these aren't actually their children. They just basically meshed with reality to make both Wanda and Harry, Spawn's best friend, think they were their children. But in reality, they were God and Satan, and they were there to just kill both of them, while at the same time bringing Spawn to their doorstep because they wanted to, kill him. And in this reality, this God and this Satan, they're basically psychotic siblings who are constantly in a dick measuring contest with one another. I'm done.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
continue.
so quick.
I don't want to think about this.
I would love to know about his idea of, because there's isn't as far as Alighieri is concerned, isn't there only supposed to be like 9 circles of hell?
There are, but there are 7.
And there's seven heavens. I mean, I kind of understand like the idea.
Oh, heavens! No,
that, but it's like I thought there was supposed to be 9 circles of hell, and then
heaven in the Spawn universe isn't what you think it is.
Let's
just go because I'm gonna.
They're not
going
to
to
fit a lot of the Spawn lore in one episode. You got to remember.
To create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn
Yep.
stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threaten.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth.
He stole my
fun.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven
recreated
and hell.
the entire world, closed all the dead zones created by God. Okay, so I was wrong. There are 9 circles of hell, not 8. But I wasn't counting Limbo. I thought.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was thinking Limbo was something else.
That's fair.
Closed all the dead zones created by God, tore a hole in the space-time continuum. Well, Superboy Prime can do that. That's not super impressive. Survived and rewrote his own unexistence. Because
that makes sense.
Matched God and Satan in divine form. Yeah, that's right. Defeated Malbogia, Satan, Mammon, Urizen, Anti-Spawn, and Violator. I remember Violator. I don't like him.
I feel
he's good as a
violated.
villain. He's great as a villain, though.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely.
Oh, even he won't die.
Born as a human, but he knew in his
I
heart
agree.
he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
No.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz.
All right,
Be happy
stop it.
unless he can hang
Stop it.
Bruto
Stop it.
King.
Stop it.
Pause.
Can't believe they didn't go over this. Fine.
They're not going to go everything. Spawn has a lot of lore.
All right, fine. Okay, so basically, they asked this question in the last episode, and I was hoping they would talk about it here, but I am now under the distinct impression they want people to actually relate to Spawn, so okay, I'll do it. So the reason Spawn gave up his angelic form, yes, it was because he wanted to be with Wanda, but there was a problem with that. The mother of all creation, aka Gaia, basically dove into his subconscious and showed him the real reason why he's stopping himself from ever being with Wanda. It's because he he basically repressed memories of abusing his wife physically and mentally. And at one point, she was pregnant with his first child, and he hit her so hard that he killed his unborn daughter. Yeah, she miscarried. And then after that, his unborn daughter would. No, this was in the 2000s. This was actually retconned.
And people say Spider-Man's a punching bag.
This was in the 2010 era, Alex. This was in the 2010 era. This was retconned. So basically, Todd is responsible for his own creations backstory getting retconned because this is not how Spawn was as Al Simmons in the original run. He was actually a pretty decent husband who would have never done anything like this to his wife. But don't worry, his daughter survived because she would immediately go to hell and be raised by a demon to eventually take over as the new Spawn. But then eventually it was revealed, oh, that was actually just an illusion. That's not actually your daughter. That's just some crazy bitch who now has the power of you, Spawn. So yeah, you totally have more right to kill her and take back your costume. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, you know what? I'm on Death Bow's side for skipping that. I'm not even going to blame him on that. That was fucking stupid. That
dude, it was very stupid. Nobody liked the fact that they changed Al Simmons to like a very flawed good guy.
That's worse than what Rian Johnson did to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
No. I feel like they did Spawn dirty even worse than they did Luke Skywalker.
The funny thing is, that happened before, didn't it?
Because with Luke Skywalker, you can still feel like there's something to like.
Let's continue.
Because when Luke Skywalker was turned heel by just a bit, you can still see a little bit of the original Luke Skywalker in there. When they tried doing that with Al Simmons, like being with the repressed memories.
Okay, let's continue.
Ben, just play the damn video.
I'm waiting. I was waiting.
He calls home. Beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
This battle is sponsored by DraftKings.
This battle is sponsored by Scam.
DraftKings.
Yeah, like literally, I remember people being mad at them, and I don't blame them because they're basically being, what was it? Sponsored by gambling.
It's better to be drafted by DraftKings.
Well, what are they supposed to go?
Hey guys.
Marvel Snap is gone now.
Hey
they can't
guys.
go. What's up?
This episode should have been sponsored by Image so that they could say that it was sponsored.
Well, hey, it kind of was.
Get off the stage!
Todd McFarlane talked about this episode, and he was like, "Yeah, I actually think Spawn would have went." Yeah, of course you would say that, you fucking biased bastard.
Yeah,
Alex, this is why people ghost you.
Go to the corner, Ben. All right,
I'm gonna ride and die on this. Okay, before we continue, who do you guys think is going to win?
I don't
know.
I don't care.
It could have been.
I was going when I was predicting this episode on principle, I was going for Ghost Rider, and I had to represent Spawn and basically go over him as a character, and I was kind of self-sabotaging him, hoping that he wouldn't win. But that's my own fault because I don't like Spawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is, you gotta remember, Image Comics almost make, half of their heroes.
That's
broken.
Danny.
One hell of a death battle.
Okay, Alex, who do you think will win?
I already said doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough.
Who cares?
You love both characters, so you'll win regardless.
I guess this means that we won't be seeing Savage Dragon or Invincible on this episode anytime soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, play it.
This is the most quotable episode of the season. Let's watch.
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming.
That's familiar.
If it wants a piece of me, there'll
That's-
be hell to pay.
That's Topo's Inkless actor as Spawn.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
That's Stephen Kelly back as Ghost Rider.
I love the counter.
Nice.
Let's fucking go!
Oh, that never worked. That's a reference to the Ghost Rider movie?
Yes.
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
The sound mixing on his voice is a little weird. I like how they're using the counter.
I love that too. Hey,
Albert, motherfucker.
You fight like a bum.
You've earned your damnation.
Damnation stare.
Ooh, I like
That's-
that.
That's a little bit early for Damnation's dead.
Nice.
I love
Good.
this song, by the way. One of the guys behind Metal Gear Rising did this song.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
I
this
can
when
hear
you
it
do
in
the
this.
truck watch.
Hang on.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You can
he's
get over
that,
that one line.
Yep. Yeah, look at that.
Love
The
that.
fucking hell trap.
The Sans key.
The sands. Oh, I didn't notice that. That's great.
Oh, I laughed when I saw the keychain.
Oh, be damned.
You will.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
All right, Liam, calm down.
Oh, I said it.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Get over there.
That's also from the movie.
Yeah, the blue fire, yeah.
The one's
And then
Cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid.
okay, Liam, calm down. Oh, I like how
how.
you're fighting in both heaven and hell. That's
I was
actually
gonna say,
very.
is he supposed to be shrinking like that?
Yeah, because he's in heaven. Because both of them are different sizes and different dimensions. I like it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Okay, he can regrow.
Your sins are innumerable.
Numerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul.
Nope.
I eat this one for breakfast.
Not this time.
Your own goddamn medicine.
Nice.
This makes so much sense.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, there was Deadpool.
Yeah, people forget he used it on Deadpool. There's Johnny.
Yeah, bye Johnny.
Bye, Johnny.
It's like you said, nothing personal.
Asshole.
That was fucking awesome.
Literally.
That was better than Kratos versus Astro.
Against
Oh, yeah.
Spawn's skill
Yeah,
and versatility.
absolutely.
Much
Let's
better.
break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the power.
You know, I'm surprised I didn't censor God and Satan's dick.
Spawn can affect infinite timelines and bulk spaces such as the overlap. Zarathos is a threat to in an infinite number of infinite multiverses, infinite timelines, higher dimensions, transcendent realms, and bulk space. Connecting them, I can already hear the guys from EFAP screaming in the background.
Yeah, so I predicted Zarathos would take the intersection.
Yeah.
It's different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form,
Oh, yeah.
he couldn't Zarathos
Yeah.
That
power
drop.
alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely
May
had
have
the
had-
edge in skill.
did.
He spent decades
Yeah.
in military combat and is a master.
He matched Batman physically, if not straight up beat the shit out of him.
Johnny Blaze once claimed only God can destroy Ghost Riders permanently, but as seen in Ghost Rider Volume 2, number 81, and Ghost Rider Danny Ketch, number 3, separating a spirit of vengeance from their host is fatal to the former, regardless of God's involvement.
I have to
Yes.
say this because because Death Battle and nobody else brought this up. The penance stare And while they were correct, it didn't affect Punisher at first when he first tried to do it on him.
They did mention it did affect Punisher.
It also doesn't affect other beings with very specific. There's very specific reasons why they don't work on other beings. Like there's a villain called Zodiac. He's got like dozens of eyes on his face, so it doesn't work on people with more than 2 eyes, which is stupid. It didn't work on Daredevil because he was blind. It didn't work on Daredevil because he was blind.
That makes sense.
That kind of makes sense, but I thought it would also be because he was Catholic, but that rarely ever gets brought up. So I thought,
you're right. That actually shouldn't work.
All right,
it should have worked because he was Catholic, but it shouldn't have worked because he was Catholic. But the fact that they almost never bring it up, even nowadays, I still think it's stupid.
Yeah, continue.
I'd like it if it was like this hilariously powerful thing, and then you can just defeat it by closing your eyes. Like,
I wonder if anyone.
Turn me into stone, can't turn me into stone. I have no fucking eyes, bitch.
No, this sounds like a Deadpool question. That sounds like a Deadpool question. Have you just tried, closing your eyes?
Captain Marvel managed to shake off the penance stare during Civil War II, I believe.
That was stupid. I remember that.
I know.
All right, let's continue.
Keep going.
Let's continue.
Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal.
They almost could have had a show.
Had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to turn soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill.
Spawn has also survived twice the 4th layer of hell, which subjects the soul to its own sins like the penance stare. Spawn 51,
Constant
King Spawn
mainlining
47.
of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good?
Don't ask. That's very obscure.
Unlike
Is that a
how
Mexican
Ghost Rider soul
TV
has
show?
been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually...
Mephisto claimed stealing Ghost Rider's soul would be difficult, but only through trickery. In Ghost Rider 06, Danny stole the spirits of vengeance from Ghost Riders worldwide, including Johnny. Johnny's soul has also been stolen by Moondark, Marvel Team Up Volume 1, number 91, and Centurious, Ghost Rider Volume 2, number 80.
It happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he got a literal infinite power boost.
It wasn't just...
Hang on.
Rogue absorbing Zarathos allowed him to briefly control her in Uncanny Avengers Annual number 1, but Letha could control the soul, body, and mind of her host, Spawn 233. Given how constantly resists her, he could similarly resist Zarathos' control. I mean, that assumes that Zarathos and Letha are the same level of
the
power.
X-Men interacted with Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
I cannot picture that in my mind at all.
Yeah, it was, like they said, Uncanny Avengers Annual.
All right.
On soul powers that had
There's been a
spelled
couple
trouble.
of Avengers
He had other ways to
issues
fight.
where,
But that Rogue is still there,
X-Men.
though. She's part of the X-Men.
Yeah, but there have been other issues of the Avengers comics where members of the X-Men interacted with Ghost Rider. It's usually guys like Wolverine and Cyclops.
Wolverine makes sense. Cyclops?
Yeah,
really?
Wolverine's on literally every superhero team.
Cyclops, well, because Wolverine teamed up with Ghost Rider many times before. That's the thing.
I'm sure Wolverine has a Justice League membership card somewhere in his wallet.
All right, let's continue.
Mortality too. Like
Well, the thing is, it's more believable for me to hear that Wolverine has interacted with Ghost Rider, because he has. He's teamed up with them.
Giving Spawn the final
I think
edge.
Archangel
was
showed up in a Ghost Rider comic at some point, but I wouldn't swear to it.
That only makes sense on paper.
Yeah. Ghost Rider is stronger, same speed. Can't kill Spawn. That's fair. Less versatile. Yeah. Vulnerable to being separated from Zarathos.
I feel like if he has to kill Spawn, it has to be very specific circumstances.
Well, yeah. It would also require. It would also require. Spawn
Actually, he wouldn't be able to because Spawn can just undo his death.
Yeah. It also requires Spawn to not be the pet character of the guy who owns the company. So.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Helped found the company, rather, but you know.
Alex, read Spawn.
Regenerates from anything Ghost Rider does. Multiple ways to bypass Rider's immortality. Far weaker, matching speed.
Almost unbeatable. A massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
that was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
Is Spawn.
Oh, hang on. Quiet for next time. Quiet for next time. The most predictable win ever. Are you ready for the most one-sided matchup in Death Battle history since SpongeBob versus Aquaman?
Shigaraki versus
Shigaraki wins.
The character from that show that people gave me shit in the comments for making a joke out of. I know that this is a different type of.
Quiet.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Wild West watching the Sans keychain is still there.
Sans is still there.
Nicolas Cage, the memory of
Nicolas Cage.
Rest in peace.
Just right responding in the chill.
Drop a like on that shit.
Yeah, please drop a like. Holy crap, that's amazing.
I found that just a couple of days.
This is cinema. After reading the Spawn comic series, do not send me to hell at all. In fact, don't even try to beat the Sandman at all.
He literally
sends Nicolas Cage Allen to be taken by one of his friends from the other side.
Step on to the other side.
I'm multiversal. I fought God in Satan. I'm so glad you had to say
Cage you cooked.
Cage, God. Yeah. I'm not playing it again. Fuck it.
Play it again.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
This is a great.
Lobo appearing for a second.
I love the random Lobo.
I see Dan.
This is great.
The Cage.
Rest in peace.
Random ass shot of Nick Cage.
Yeah. But anyways, the next time...
I love the fact that it wasn't just like a couple Spawn. It was specifically...
I just want to say that no offense.
It was specifically Wild West Spawn and Medieval Spawn dragging into hell.
Yeah. I want to mention real quick. I'm not going to talk about next time for long, but I feel like that's got to be our shortest reaction in comparison to this because, like, we all know who's winning. Like, we don't even
know. It was like,
we know who's winning.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, like seriously, like he only has one win con, and the My Hero guy can just do the exact same thing. It's moot. It's moot. Like I get it. Like I'm not gonna shit on.
But as long as he touches it,
it's a decent idea thematically, and you can do some cool shit with it. But we know who's winning.
It's similar to like the Omni-Man versus Homelander.
It's that, but anime.
Yeah, we just know that. We just know that Shiraki's gonna win this.
It's probably going to be peak, but yeah, like we know who's winning. So okay,
I think it's time for a death battle.
For sure. I just need to think about where.
No, this was Cheeks. You made fun of him.
It definitely. I'm
Okay.
gonna say.
Man, I don't think it's that high though. This is way too predictable.
I think it's above Kratos versus Azora.
Well, this is
That's
like
the
way
thing.
too predictable. More predictable than Aquaman versus SpongeBob.
Okay.
I don't think that hurts it because
Hang on.
Aquaman versus SpongeBob. I don't know.
No,
So-
because kids nowadays, or even people younger than their 20s, don't know much about.
Look,
Don't know much about
Homelander versus
Aquaman.
Aquaman is up here, and that's predictable as hell.
No, not really. Not unless you have
I mean, like
haven't
based
read
on
Invincible or watched it. And you
Based-
keep in mind, because they haven't seen what Homelander does, that just opens up a huge can of worms for them to just say that the theories are fact. Just because, oh well, since guns don't kill him and bombs don't kill him, that means he could withstand shit like Superman. No, it doesn't work that way. A lot of
My
those.
spot is
a lot
right
of that's
here.
pretty shit.
Homelander
Who wants
has
to go
a
first?
lot of
Alex, actually, you know what? I want to hear.
I'm gonna go
hear what
first.
Alex wants. Yeah, I want to hear
Yeah,
what
go
Alex
ahead.
wants.
So
Yeah.
He's not that tough.
before I
People
move
think
on
he is.
here, I want to say Homelander has a bunch of weird glazers in his corner where people think that people will like to pretend that he's stronger than he is. He is a big fish in a very small pond. Anyways, so
Oh, you mean like Harry Potter?
kinda.
Dude, they dick that Homelander a lot, man. It's weird.
Yeah. So, the Akira cut aside, because that looks like ass. I think this is really good. I love the animation, more specifically like the sprite and the high detail animation. The stuff at the very beginning is it's a little bit lame, but it's passable, I'm not gonna
Fighting on top of the church for like a couple minutes.
Yeah, I wish that would have gone on for a bit longer. In fact, I wish that a bunch of the sections went on longer, but here's the thing. I know that all this stuff costs money, and they're not made of money, so I'm not going to complain too much.
They're like independent, so it kind of doesn't help.
And especially being independent, it's more difficult for them to, allocate
They don't have
now.
a safety net.
Yeah. So
also, I gotta say, it's also because Jedi said that they didn't bring up they didn't bring up the fact that Spawn had repressed memories and shit. They didn't bring it up. I mean, like, do you really think they're gonna bring everything up?
I mean, they brought up
Spawn. He has got like a lot of lovely. He's got. Well, if you're gonna say they brought up a lot of things with Ghost Rider, it makes sense because he's not as
Ghost
ridiculous.
Rider. I was gonna say with like Superman and stuff like that.
Well,
and
Superman,
whenever we do DC and other stuff, they tend to bring up it all. Well, Spawn has about 30 years worth of comics, and Superman has like 90. So,
but with Superman, he's easier to understand with his character and his powers and stuff like that. Because despite he's almost got 100 years of like lore. It's more like it's 100 years of lore that's more like it feels more like 30 years of lore written like it was 100. While with Spawn, it's like what 30 years of lore written like 30 years of lore
every
like
issue
1,000 years.
Yeah, every issue of Spawn has like a new development, and there's like a bunch of Spawn spin-offs now, plus the movies, plus the HBO show, plus the video games.
Plus the info on like the action figure boxes, the video games. It works backwards when it comes to Spawn. Because like with Superman, like I said, he's got like 100 years of comic books, but it's almost as if it's only like 30 years of it are worth it. But with Spawn, it's like 30 years of it. He's got 30 years of lore, but it almost feels like 100.
Yeah. So I agree with that. So I'm not gonna say that they they don't have to bring up everything, because not everything is going to be useful to them.
True.
Not worth spending time on. My biggest gripe was with the opening cut, and the fact that there's it's the battle seems like it's kind of abridged. The research seems pretty solid as far as I can tell. Like, I will admit it's been a very long time since I've read either of these comics. I probably have looking at Spawn through rose-tinted glasses quite heavily. And,
a lot has happened.
Ghost Rider.
A lot has happened.
Ghost Rider as well, through, the memories of Marvel back before they were shit. So, which unfortunately has been for a while now. But this didn't really. I've been out of the loop for a bit, but it didn't really contradict anything that I remembered off the top of my head. But then again, I didn't remember the fucking repressed memory shit with Spawn because
there's a reason why people retconned it. There's a reason why people don't like it.
I stopped reading Spawn before it got to that point. But anyways, so yeah, definitely I'd put it above Asura versus Kratos. Asura versus Kratos is an awesome battle, but it has some jank to the animation. This one is an awesome battle with mostly good animation and a little bit of jank at the start.
The smirk.
Yeah. The rest of it is really cool, so I'd say I wouldn't... Honestly, I'm not gonna put it above Optimus versus RX-78, I don't think. Because I don't know, I like it. I'd put it above, actually, you know what? Put it right between Joker versus Sweet Tooth and Asura versus Kratos, because I don't think I can put it... I can't put it above... I can't put it above Joker versus Sweet Tooth.
That's a hot take, but fair.
I think it belongs a little lower, right up, in between versus Lionel and
I was gonna say put it below RX-78 versus Optimus Prime, but
this has become kind of a mess.
You could hear it in my you could hear me thinking as I was saying, and it's like, no, I love the Joker versus Sweet Tooth battle too much.
Yeah. Do you mind if I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll try and let me go on. But this is me coming in as someone who hasn't read any of the comics for Ghost Rider or Spawn or seen much material outside of I think I've seen the second Ghost Rider movie. That I know. I don't know if I've seen the first one. I don't think I have. But this is really good. I really like how they did the analysis. I liked how they did Ghost Rider. I loved what they did with Spawn. They made it seem actually well written, which from what I'm told is not. So it's an accomplishment. But I think the true star of the show is the fight itself. Is fucking awesome. Sure, there's a little bit of jank at the beginning, but I just thought the style was so fucking cool. The way the fight starts and, it goes to hell. And apparently it was one of the voice actors' idea to have hell and heaven overlap during the fight. And that's a brilliant fucking detail, I want to say. It's probably one of the most quotable episodes in the series. God forbid is probably one of my favorite line reads in the entire series.
Oh yeah, performance-wise and writing-wise, this is a great episode.
Yeah, no, Liam cooked. Liam wrote this fight, right? I believe it was Liam. I could be wrong.
Yes, Liam wrote this episode.
Liam and the animation team absolutely cooked. It probably has one of my favorite deaths in the series. The fact that Ghost Rider felt every penance stare he ever did, and you see that is so fucking awesome.
Yep.
It is such
smart idea,
death about being too gory, and the way Crash dies is a real crash and burn moment.
Sit in the fucking corner.
But I think the reason why I like it more than Kratos versus Zora is the less is more is less kind of thing. And it's very much let me explain. It's kind of like why
I'll get to what
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a bit of debate on which is better. I think this is better for two reasons. One, it's less but more. It's because it's shorter, there's a lot more for the well-animated moments. Because when you stretch it out, there's going to be more and more jank, especially for a show like this. The issue with Kratos vs. Zora, as much as I love the fight, it's not as polished as I wish it would be. And and keep in mind, I'm willing to forgive it because there's so much love and time put into it by Devil. But because of how much he put into it, there's less polish, and you can tell. Here, it felt like there was a ton of love put into it just for a little less animation. Which isn't a bad thing. I think that's a great thing. And you can tell the advantage and disadvantage of both these episodes. One is over ambitious and one is on the level that they typically do. With that being said, I think this episode's fucking awesome. I don't really have much to say. It's really well researched. It's animated wonderfully. It's most quotable. It has some phenomenal voice performances. I think the result makes perfect sense and well researched. And again, it actually makes Spawn seem like a well-written comic. So good job, Death Battle. You gaslighting everyone to thinking it's well-written. But he's still an awesome character regardless of how it's written and how we rant about it and shit like that. For me, if I had to put it anywhere, I would put it above Omni-Man versus Homelander. I do think it's a top tier episode. Not in the top 10, but definitely in the top 20 or top 25 for sure. Who wants to go next?
No,
I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like this episode. It is good. It's the editing is good, the writing is good, the actual animation portion is great. What they're able to do in just 3 minutes, which that is one thing I will say. If I had to pick which one is better on a pacing level, I think Ghost Rider versus Lobo is much better because things actually take time to escalate instead of just starting right off the bat. Like Zarathos doesn't come in until the last minute of the animation, whereas here Zarathos is in like the middle section. It is good that they got Stephen Kelly to come back. Stephen is a very versatile Death Battle voice actor. Although my one complaint, and I've seen a lot of people have a similar complaint, the speech that he brings. The speech he brings over from the previous episode, it feels like it could have used another take, if that makes any sense. When you compare it to his original performance, Ray as Spawn, I thought he did a great job. There is an impression he's trying to do of Keith David, and I think it sounds good, but it sounds like it's a fusion of Keith and Michael and Kevin Michael Richardson. I don't know. It's hard to do a Keith David impression. It's
It's a one of a kind voice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I
like
love
when-
the track.
So I just want to use this as an opportunity to say,
Oh, yeah, sure.
I did not know what Keith David looked like when I watched They Live, but I immediately knew who he was by his voice.
Watched what?
Yeah, there you go.
They Live.
Yeah.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Another
When
voice
I first
that's
watched the
impossible to
movie They
replicate.
Live, I did not know. I knew the Arbiter. I knew Keith David from other the Arbiter and other things. I didn't know
Keith
what he
David
looked like.
did the Arbiter? Holy shit!
Yeah, he was the
He
Arbiter.
was the Arbiter.
That makes so much sense.
So I heard this guy, this guy shows up in They Live, and I hear him, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's the Arbiter!"
Yeah, exactly. I do love the track. Hell's Angels is great.
Yeah, that sounds like someone out of that era.
Brandon has got some deep connections to get somebody from Metal Gear Rising on here. So that was good. I also the end analysis is kind of conclusive. There were some things that I did not factor in, so I'm a little embarrassed on that in retrospective. But in my defense, when you actually try and read Spawn, it takes a long time to get to the good shit. And it's very peppered rarely. That's kind of the downfall of Spawn's comics, which I would not recommend reading. If anything, just read King Spawn. It's actually much better.
King Spawn?
Yeah, King Spawn. It's much better.
What if I watch the TV show instead?
It's fine, but then you're going to be left with a cliffhanger, and you're going to be asking, "Where's the story continue?" And then you have to read the comics.
Oh, that's painful. That's worse.
Yeah.
So Tyson Yen was a Twitch streamer before he worked on Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, and again, that is just awesome how Brandon got him.
Yeah.
I do agree. There are some janky moments with the sprites, but I can forgive them here because this is their first sprite fight of the year. This is their first sprite fight of the year, And yeah, it is. It's all right. I don't mind it. Um, yeah, no, I like this episode. I really do. I think it should go in its time for a death battle. But where it place it, uh, I I would actually place it below. I would place it below Wario versus King DDD.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I just
I
I
would.
do.
I think I would have placed it a little lower than that. Like,
Here's a question, Jedi. Do you prefer it over Kratos versus Zora or under?
Well, I mean, okay, in terms of an overall episode, it's better, but just in terms of see, just looking at this
Bless you.
list,
Sorry.
I don't think I can. I don't think I
Bless you,
can see
sir.
myself putting it. I honestly don't know if I would put it above. Uh, if I would put it any higher than Obi-Wan versus Kakashi, like that. That's as I
Yeah,
can't
that's
go any
fair.
higher.
It's all over the place here.
there's some
Yeah.
things I would have like. I think it is my turn by about now. But so
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, there
I'm
you
done.
go. As much as I love this Death Bell matchup, and as much as the outcome was kind of obvious, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just that, dude, how long has Spawn been around? You know, and how many times has he actively died without coming back to life just because? Like zero. Like every time he died, it was like he literally just came back because fuck you. And he is the kind of guy who would also say because fuck you in the comics with the speech with the same dialogue. Let's be real, because Todd
You would.
McFarlane.
You're right.
Yeah, I really wished a little more of the fight took place on the surface, because I did like the fact that they used the meter like they did in the comic books, because it's small things like that I really liked, because I'll, to the casual guy, Spawn is just a guy who's just got the powers of hell, and he lives with the homeless, and he fights demons and shit. But like, to guys who reads them, knows that the meter is always visible, no matter what, on almost every piece of Spawn, anything. Even the video games try to tie it into his abilities. The animation, look, I get that they're independent now, but I feel like they could have done something more when they were in hell as well as on the surface. Like, I'm not asking them to like I'm not asking them to texture every single piece of tile on the church, but damn, man, there was a cross right there, and there's probably like another cross, a smaller cross somewhere there too. You could have used that to smack Ghost Rider upside the head, or maybe, I don't know, try and use it to stab Spawn. When they went to hell, that's something where I feel like they could have done a little more of. It's not really obvious they're in hell, because if you stop midway through and someone passes by, some guy would think that they're fighting in a crater, or they're fighting in the Grand Canyon or something. That doesn't really look like hell to me. Hell's like, fire, brimstone, demons everywhere, dead bodies, suffering, from their sins, because yada yada, Bible this, Constantine that. And heaven, yeah, because it's like, come on, show me a little something, show like a demon like stirring a pot full of sinners screaming in pain. Show them fighting over a fiery pit of lava while death is rowing the boat or something. Look, hell, you can't do that. All right, just show it on fire. I'm just asking, show it like basically on fire. But it just looks like the Grand Canyon, like, to me. We could at least add a little bit of like fire, and it would at least look like hell. Heaven looks all right. Heaven looks okay, but I was at least expecting, a couple of angels like flapping their wings and just watching. That would have been fun. That would have been funny, because it's like a Street Fighter kind of thing, where it's like they're not going to do anything, but they should at least watch what's happening. It's stuff like that that makes me think, yeah, they could have done a little more, because at least it would have been up at above Machamp versus Goro, maybe above uh, Optimus Prime versus the Gundam, the first model. But the stuff that they could have done, no, they moves a couple columns down, like right below He-Man versus Lion-O. The rest of it is good though. The analysis, the references, the lore check, like goddamn, I was expecting him to actually pull out like like information from like the back of the box toy of a character that only appeared like in one page of a comic, because Image has been known to do that a lot, especially with Spawn.
Death Battle's done that before, actually.
I did still enjoy this though. I'm not gonna say it's any tier lower than It's Time for a Death Battle, but it does belong in a low It's Time for a Death Battle. And like I said, I would put it below He-Man versus Lion-O because of the stuff that could have been. You know, fighting a little longer on the roof of the church, you know, showing hell as hell, not just the Grand Canyon, maybe a couple of angels, something, you know, it's missing a little spice.
So where would you put it, Gizmo?
It's Time for a Death Battle, but below Lion-O versus He-Man.
Okay.
Any lower than that, it's just me lying.
Heck is Lion-O? That's what I'm trying to figure out myself currently. Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right.
Right there,
So we do have one more person.
Okay.
A blue.
Louis.
Yeah, Louis.
No.
Yeah, I would actually say it's pretty nice and all, but I actually didn't know much of the character. I haven't even seen the their movie all that much, but it was nice, and I would rank it also. It's Time for a Death Battle. That's all I can say, really. Sorry if it isn't as substantial as your analysis or
Nah, that's
something.
fine.
No,
But
that's
mean,
cool.
Ghost Rider
We
Spawn
were
are still kind of
essentially throwing you into the deep end here.
else.
Yeah, we were putting you in the
Yeah.
fire.
We've been doing this for a
Kevin
few
wants it
years
at the
now.
bottom.
Yeah.
Kevin
All right,
wants it
so
at the
we got
bottom.
one. Where did you say exactly that blue, or you don't have an opinion, do you?
Did you just say a blue?
A
Yeah.
Louis.
Louis,
Probably.
whatever. I'm
Louis.
gonna call him blue. Sorry.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
I don't
vote
know
under
where at the
Rhino, one
bottom.
vote under Wario, one vote above Kratos, one vote above Homelander. I think that's our main votes. So where would it fit with all that in mind? Like, right
I
here?
also, I don't know if you heard
Well,
me. Kevin says he wants it at the bottom, but he didn't say where.
He wasn't here, so
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's,
He refuses.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
if
I'm not
he's-
counting it.
I don't. Why? Did he say why?
No.
You know, where's my trumpet? Where's my sad trumpet?
Hang on.
Try to relax your anus.
That's not. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't find it.
Did he say?
There it is. To Kevin's votes. But yeah. So I'm thinking, because like there's some votes up here and some down there, it should go in like this row somewhere. I think right here. I think
Yeah.
here.
It's not better than Lobo versus.
We're turning into Rotten Tomatoes with all these averages.
Yeah.
We really need to go back for like a single stream and redo and reorganize.
If we
Ben,
do,
we have no.
that's the moment Death Battle stops airing.
Almost 200
Yeah,
episodes.
Yeah, when Death Battle is finally done, when we're all like 90 and you know nobody wants to do this anymore,
We'll
we
bring
can come
back the wheel one more time.
Mhm.
No,
Yes.
Fiction
Yeah.
becomes
Ben,
reality.
I'm not-
Reality becomes fiction.
Ben, I am not dying in a Discord call watching Death Battle.
Yeah.
Hey, you said when it'll end, we'll do it again. And we'll do another 100 episodes of Death Battle Reacts because they'll be at
Ben's
207,5,100
Ghost will keep
episodes by
watching
the
Death
time it
Battle
ends.
well
We'll be
after the heat death of the universe.
There will be so many names on that fucking wheel, it'll lag my browser page, and it would take us twice or 3 times as long to finish than it usually would.
So yeah, this has been Mehcast Reacts.
Mehcast Reacts forever and ever, 1,000 years, 10 more seasons, 900 more episodes,
You know
Morty.
where to find me and
Alex.
Ben. Go subscribe to Saber Comics on YouTube. That's Bender's channel. And go subscribe to Gizmo Hibiki on YouTube. All one word. He does video game streams. And Aloy.
Yeah.
Promote your channel.
Yeah. I don't have much of a channel.
He's
Like
a
I said,
I'm joking.
yeah, I mean,
Recess!
Just promote whatever your content is, even if you don't have any.
All right.
Please stop spamming. We're trying to end the stream.
I'm just a regular reader, a regular enjoyer of movies. Nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary, just an enjoyer of life.
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Oh, wait, before we end it,
I'm going to your profile to see if you're lying to me so that I can promote your things.
Fucking fact checking you live on stream.
Okay, I can't find anything on here.
Okay, before
join
we
our
end
Discord server if you want to talk to Louis about movies or something.
Before we end, this Friday we're going to be. This Friday we're doing more Hunter the
Parenting. Yes, we are going to be back to more Hunter the Parenting. People are asking this almost every day now in the comments section and chat for almost every video.
Wow.
And I'm kind of I'm exaggerating only slightly, but yeah, we've gotten a lot of comments and
make sure you tell them that we're going to do it on this Friday.
I did. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of comments and a lot of chats live asking when we're doing New Hunter the Parenting, and we're doing New Hunter the Parenting on Friday, assuming that everything, goes as planned and the world doesn't end.
As long as I don't get hit by a car while working outside, we'll be able to do it.
Oh, fun fact, there was actually... So somebody got shot the next town over. That's fun. And there were 2 separate accidents on the roads that I usually take on days that are not today. So
here's a fun story. 2 stories. The first one, I was walking to work Monday, and I see fucking yellow tape at the front door. I'm like, okay, did someone get shot? I look closer, and there's like this construction happening at the front door. They're replacing the entire fucking floor. I'm like, okay, so no one died, but there's a joke that someone exploded at the front door that's all around the store. So like, oh yeah, everyone's aware of it.
Yeah,
and then a few weeks before that, someone hit a row of carts I was trying to push, and me and another lady were trying to yell at the person who was fucking oblivious.
What the hell is wrong with you?
It shattered their back light.
Oh dear.
They backed up into it. But no, thankfully she didn't do anything after. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Make sure you pay attention next time." And there was nothing afterwards. So thank God.
That's good. Why are you playing the Superstar clip?
Because it's good nothing happened.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.